and to call to mind sadness, and to celebrate the new life. Where's Enzo? Hold him up there. Hold up that little baby. Beautiful. And to celebrate a bar mitzvah, there we go. And to be together as a community across faith lines and geographical lines and just be together. We're going to start tonight with a song in English. It was written by a group called Nefesh Mountain and reflected their sadness. They wrote it in the few days after the shooting. It goes, "Oh, sweet Spirit, hear my prayer. Help these words heal someone out there." Sure. Bring it up way. Okay.
Sorry. I meant to mention that. Oh, sweet Spirit, hear my prayer. Help these words heal someone out there. I am but a voice, just a cry in the air, but we sing nonetheless in this pain we share. Oh, sweet friends, come and dry your eyes and hold each other by this tree of life. I'm angry and tired of this great divide, but we sing nonetheless with love on our side. Oh, sweet souls who feel broken now, we'll heal together somewhere, somehow. Time and again we have been let down, but we sing nonetheless, still whole and still proud. You can join us. Oh, sweet Spirit, hear my prayer. Help these words heal someone out there.
Bennett, it's a pleasure to ask you to bring your mom and your brother up to the pulpit and follow Rabbi Gorban. We celebrate Shabbat by welcoming it with light and joy. The joy is going to be through Kiddush, which is the celebration of wine or juice. We use juice here. It's customary for us to rise as we are able for these prayers.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'zivanu lahadlik nelsher Shabbat.
Amen.
We're going to offer the blessing for wine. And this is part of Bennett celebrating his bar mitzvah. So you pick a good key,
No, he's starting.
or we can...
Right? He's starting with Vayacholu, and Spencer's reading the English. Right? If you need that, use your.
Vayacholu hashamayim v'ha'aretz v'chol tziva'am v'yachol Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa, vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa, vayavarach Elohim et yom hashvi'i, vaykadesh oto kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot.
So he just recited Genesis chapter 2, verses 1 to 3, that God completed all the works of creation. I'm sorry, you're reading the English?
Yes.
Then read the English. Don't go by my weird translation.
The heaven and the earth were finished
Thank you.
in all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kadsho b'ahava v'ratzon hinkilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila lemikra kadesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinkotanu Baruch atah Adonai Mechadesh HaShabbat.
We always say, it's just juice. Have a drink. Give it to your family. Everybody else, please find your seats. We pray tonight with what is called visual tefillah. Visual tefillah means you don't need a book. It means your head can be up and not down. You can look into people's eyes. You can look up at the beautiful pictures that display the prayers. There are transliteration, which is rendering of Hebrew into English characters for every prayer, and translations for those who want to know as well. We're going to offer a blessing for our children, and it's called Yivarechacha. It is the Birkat Kohanim from the book of Leviticus, Numbers 6:24 to 27.
Actually, before we start singing, if you please feel free to grab hold or put your hands over whoever is beloved to you. While this may be traditionally used as the prayer to bless our children, I would say you could think about your own families. Parents can offer to children, children can offer to parents, grandparents, you're included. So anybody who is sitting by themselves, we can include them as well. So let's please just make this for everybody here. Okay? So, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha, V'yasem lecha shalom. Shalom for everyone. Shalom, shalom. Yasem lecha shalom, shalom. V'yasem lecha shalom. Shalom, shalom. Yasem lecha shalom, shalom. V'yasem lecha shalom.
And let's read the beautiful English together. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. May God's presence be lifted up toward you, and
may God grant you peace. What a wonderful way to begin Shabbat.
So we begin Shabbat every Friday night with Psalms. This Psalm 95, the Chunaranana, has a Hebrew part and an English part. So if Hebrew is not your favorite language. You can sing English as well, but if you want to learn, this is the language King David wrote it in. It goes like this. Lechu neranenai, ai, 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 l'Adonai, ai, 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 nari, ai, 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 letzur yishenu, ai, 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 ai. Let us sing unto God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation, from mountains to sea, hear our song. Lechu niranenai, ai, ai, lai, 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 l'Adonai, ai, rai, 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 nari, ai, lai, 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 letzur yishenu, ai, rai, 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 rai. For all of God's wonder and all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. Lechu neranenai, lai, 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 l'Adonai, lai, 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 nari, ai, lai, 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 letzur yishenu, lai, 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 lai. Which lechadodi? Lechadodi is the prayer of the bride. Shabbat is a bride, and we bring her into our midst with 4 verses from a 9-verse song. In the last verse, it's customary for everyone to rise and face the rear. The last 2 words of the verse are Bo'i Kala, may the bride come in. It's customary to bow to the left, over there. Maybe the bride will come in from Forbes. We don't know, but maybe from the parking lot, we don't know either, so we're going to go both ways. Lechadodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lechadodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor diburecha hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo tiferet v'elitila lechadodi likrakala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lechadodi likrakala b'nei Shabbat nikabela Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nechelcha ki mechor, aberacha merosh mikerem nesucha sur ma'aseh b'machshav lechadodi likrakala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lechadodi likrakala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Hitoreri, kiva oret, kumi ori, shir daberi, Adonai, alayit nigla, please rise and face the rear. B'nei Shabbat nikabela again, lechadodi likrakala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Oi v'shalom, ateret b'hala, gam b'simcha, u'b'tzoholo toch emuneh, aham segu. We bow to the left. Boi chala. To the right. Boi chala. Echadodi likrakala. B'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lechadodi. There you go. Likrakala. b'nei Shabbat nehekabela. And this section of the service ends with the Song of the Angels. This is just a warning. After we sing the Song of the Angels, we're going to call Enzo the Angel up for his naming. If you know the tune, please join in. It's the traditional one many of us learned as children. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Hayom. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, Makadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Hayom. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, Makadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Hayom. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Well, just as Bennett brought her mother up, we want Enzo to bring his mother up. I said her, I meant his. I am confused as my gender pronouns, which is part of my confusion of the day and age in which we live.
No, you can stay over here.
Will you hold the candle, please? There we go. And will you hold the Kiddush, please? Thank you. Simon says 2 steps closer. There we go. Behold, we say, Bruchim Aba'im B'Shem Adonai. Blessed are you who come in God's name. Bruchim Aba'im B'Shem Berachnuchem Mi Beit Adonai. Blessed are you from God's house. Erica and Michael are here with their child that he may named in the presence of Torah and grandparents, relatives, and friends. They're here as a family to hear words of blessing, words of love, and words of Torah. They're here that their child may, through his name, take his place in the people of Israel. See this light? There's a new light in your hearts and in your home. This candle celebrates the birth of your child. This candle celebrates your child's emergence into light. Fortunate the man who fathers a child, for he is held a star. Fortunate the woman who holds a child, who brings a child into the world, for she knows that she holds eternity in her arms. And this cup is the vessel of your hope. It is filled with new wine of life just begun. The sweetness of its taste is the joy this child has brought. May your child, Enzo, partake of its sweetness not just today, but every single day of his life. May he grow to be a shining star in his people. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Can I get an amen? Amen. Thank you. And if you know the Shechianu, please join in. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech. We're going to see if he likes it. V'hechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lahazman hazeh. Someday I'd like my finger back.
He's a wine drinker.
This is Vintage Tuesday, so could you please share with us the origin of Enzo's name? And then I'm going to have you read a prayer. So tell us about his name.
Enzo?
Yeah.
It was actually just kind of random. Mike and I couldn't decide on a name, and lo and behold, he was a month early, so I picked it, and he liked it, so we went with it.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Read this together.
O source of light and love and life, we are thankful for the precious gift of new life and for the blessing of parenthood, our parenthood, which allows us to share in the miracle of creation. We hope and pray that our blessings may continue. May our son be granted length of days and vigor of mind and body. May we find both understanding and love so that we may raise Enzo Lee Roberman to adulthood filled with wisdom, love, and the performance of good deeds. May we raise our son to a life of joy and wonder, and may we someday be blessed to bring him to the wedding canopy.
As together we all say, Amen. We say, Kashem shenithnas shemo v'amo ken yikanes Torah l'chuppah masim tovim. As he enters into his name today, so may he enter into a life of Torah, a life with a loving partner, a life of good deeds. As again, together we say, Amen. So we have our, next week is Noah in the Bible, but we have our Noah-themed certificate here. And this says that Enzo Lee Roberman, the son of Erica Michael, was named at Temple Sinai with his birth date mentioned and today's date mentioned in Hebrew and in English. And he was given the name Ephraim. Ephraim is one of the sons of Joseph. Ephraim ben Michael v'Liora, which is the parents' names. And it says, Rabbi Shimon said there are three crowns, the crown of Torah, the crown of priesthood, and the crown of royalty, but the crown of a good name excels them all. And we hope that he enjoys his name, but we also hope that he's blessed throughout his life, even as he's blessed at this moment. Oh, you little guy, you are little, aren't you? Okay. May God bless you and keep you. May God cause God's light to shine on you, be gracious to you. And Enzo, Ephraim, wherever you go in life, may you find God looking over you, giving you health and happiness and joy and hugs and love and much, much peace. As together we all say, Amen. And we sing again. Did we sing Shechianu yet? We did, so we don't have to do a repeat. Mazel tov, you got a kiss? You got a Mazel tov. Simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov. Oh, Yehelanu, go down. Yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael. Yai, rai, 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 rai. Ay, rai, 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 rai. Ya, rai, 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 rai. Rai, 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 rai. As we continue into the main body of our service, the main part, we're going to ask you to rise as you are able for the Chatzi Kaddish, the prayer in Aramaic that ends the section and leads us to the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. Amen.
Amen. Yehi Shmer Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Le'al Maya Yiparach Vishabach Vipar Vitromam Vitnaseh Vitadar Vitale Vitalal Shemer Kudesha Brichu Le'ela Min Kobarchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechemata Damiran Be'alma Amen. Please join us as we begin this nigun before Baruch Hu. Join us at any point. You know the words. Yai, dai, 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 dai,
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Adonai Barak Leolam Vaed.
We join together in English a prayer for creation. Baruch, praise to you, English. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and seasons glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you cried the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha havta, Amcha havta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, uv'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha leolam vaed, ki hem chayenu, v'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu leolamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. We will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shekevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shekevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. In the beginning, God rebelled against solitary existence with creation of stunning variety, which ancient words say was divine reflection. Together, we are meant to be different.
We are meant for connection. Love me, says God, and love each other. Remember, oneness does not mean same. So listen to what you know best. In the beginning there is God. At the end there is God. In between there is us with God.
And that first breath joins us forever. There's a Hasidic saying that the real exile of the people of Israel in Egypt was that they learned to endure it. Today we stand once more at the edge of the sea, yearning to free ourselves from apathy and despair. Source of courage, do not let us be paralyzed by fear nor stuck in our complacency. Move us to act for our own sake and on behalf of others, with all of our spiritual strength and moral intelligence. Empower us to challenge and change oppressive forces and to believe that we can and will make justice prevail.
Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Let's do it again for Mi Chamocha. 1, 2, ready. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Oh, Mi Chamocha Nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I've ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. In case you didn't know, that was written by the very famous Jewish composer Bob Marley. Amen.
Join together in a prayer for peace and protection.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu Leisha. Pick the English or the Hebrew. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Baruch atah Adonai,
Haporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Bennett, you're up again, leading us in a song for Shabbat, verses from Book of Exodus.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael
et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
B'nei uvein, b'nei Yisrael, b'nei Yisrael, b'nei Yisrael.
Lam v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash.
נפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Wait, before you go. That's a fast.
Among the many gifts that you will be getting, we are giving you from our youth group a party t-shirt, not just because we want you to party, although I'm sure you will be, but also because party stands for the Pittsburgh Area Reformed Temple Youth. We want you to be part of our youth group and involved in its activities. We hope you wear this in good health and also enjoy being an adult in the Jewish community. Shabbat Shalom.
Everybody say Yesher Koach. We'll see you again tomorrow, right? Or we'll see you later at the Oneg.
Please rise as you're able as we turn to the Amidah and ask God to open our mouths in prayer.
Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei
Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham,
Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Ha'imur Hadorah, El Elyon, Kol Mei Chasadim Tovim V'chonei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot Imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Levan Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magid, Baruch atah Adonai
Borei Olam Adonai, Mechayeh Kol Atarav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Tzomech Noflim Verofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mikhamocha Bal Gevurot, Omino Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Nemanata L'chayot HaKol, Baruch Adonai Mechayeh HaKol. HaKadosh Shemcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Ya'alu Chasalam, Baruch Adonai HaEl HaKadosh.
Please be seated. We join together in a prayer for Shabbat. May the Shabbat that is here bring comfort to all who grieve, sweetness to all who are in need, and balm for our wounded places. May it bring us rest and gentleness and light. May Shabbat enable us to shed our world-weary weekday faces, to soak in gratitude and wonder. May we feel connected with those whom we love, with our deepest selves and with our source. May we emerge from Shabbat nourished and ready to meet the new week. For now, may we greet Shabbat with joy. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We offer this prayer for the acceptance of our prayer responsively. May I see the spark of holiness in all that I do. May the light of God guide me through darkness.
May thy prayers strengthen me, urging me to be present for those who are suffering.
May I become a messenger of caring and compassion, a partner with God in the work of healing.
May I be guided to fight injustice and to love peace and harmony.
May God's blessing be with those who are in my heart as I utter this prayer.
May all that is good in life lead me to passion and radiance. By your light, O God, may I see light.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha v'yirah na'avod. The blessing of gratitude together.
For the good in us which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve our world with our hearts and hands, we offer praise.
For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, u'lecha na'eh lehodot. One of our students, Sammy Silk, wrote this poem for peace last year in the aftermath of the shooting. She wrote, I ask you for peace, I ask you for love, I ask you for guidance from up above. I ask you for safety, I ask you for protection, I ask you for patience and care and affection. Bring peace to your people, the ones you set free, so that we may love you for all to see. Heal the wounds of your children, love those who've known hate till there's no space for anger and debate. Hear the words aching within my heart, hear the crying out as my voice rings. Adonai, hear my prayers, hear my voice as I start. Adonai, as I start to sing. Baruch atah Adonai, Varech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We take a few moments now to offer the prayers of our hearts.
Shalom bimroma, Uya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Every time we gather, we feel it is so important to think of those who can't be here with us because of illness or some kind of something that limits their lives. And there are so many. And it's our custom for me to go out into the congregation. Here's the list for you to read. And if there's somebody in your life for whom you wish healing of body, mind, or spirit, every one of us knows somebody who has been in a hospital and who has been terrified about what might happen in just the next day or so, or been alone in a nursing home without even one visitor, or simply, as we say, someone who walks the earth with a stone in the heart or faces daily battles of sobriety. It's our custom to simply have each part of the congregation, as I look at you, call out names. Don't raise your hand, school's over for the week. Just call out names. If you're using the Hebrew name, use their name and then the name of their mother, because in Judaism, healing is in the name of mothers. Anybody you wish healing for, call out the name. Keep them coming. Josh Marcus, Herschel Benietta,
And we think of those who were injured in the shooting last year, officers Michael Smidga, John Person, Tyler Paschal, Dan Mead, Anthony Burke, and Timothy Matson. And the two who were praying, Dan Legger and Andrea Wedner.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body A dear friend of mine named Michael Matchison, who was the rabbi in Jacksonville, once called introductions the ordeals of civilization. And that's why we don't do them much. We don't read curriculum vitae, we don't read resumes. What we do is invite friends. And Rabbi Eziendi is actually more than a friend. He's a colleague. He's a teacher of Torah, not just in the texts that he teaches, but by his life. He is rabbi of the beautiful synagogue Kihilat Dror, which literally means a congregation of liberty. It's in a residential neighborhood of Jerusalem called Kiryat HaYovel, and it's in the Tali Beit Vagan school. And he's grown this through the force of his personality that you know from him having been rabbi here for 4 years. His smile, his laugh, his open arms. As we go through our remembering of trauma, we ask Rabbi Andy to speak from Jerusalem to Pittsburgh 1 year later. Toda Rabah means many thanks. Okay. If this is not loud. Okay.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Rabbi Gibson, Rabbi Gorban, Cantor Berman. Dear Temple Sinai family of families, I'm delighted to be here tonight. It's wonderful to come and visit after serving this congregation for 4 years, about 9.5 years ago. Yes, time does fly, and this visit feels a little different because of the timing. It's one thing to hear about what happened here a year ago, and another thing to be here and participate in commemorating the victims of 10/27. This terrorist attack has touched and changed all of us in many ways. The Pittsburgh Jewish community has taught all of us around the world that we stand united together. People of all kinds against anti-Semitism, racism, and hatred. And this is not another Tikkun Olam or Mitzvah Day slogan. This community has suffered a murder, a massacre of 11 of its innocent brothers and sisters. When I write this, I find it hard to believe my own words. It feels like a bad dream, but this is where we stand. So when we begin this new year of reading Torah, from the start, Bereshit, we say out loud, Yadeinu lo shafcha et hadam hazeh. A hatred crime did take place in our community, and we are looking at it straight in the eye, and we are trying to understand where we stand. Nowadays, tragically, everyone in Israel knows where Pittsburgh is. A lot of them even know of Squirrel Hill. When I tell people I was a member of this community, they open their eyes in wonder and bite their lips as they ask, did you belong to the synagogue where the shooting took place? And I answer and say that the Jewish community of Squirrel Hill is like one big family, mishpacha. Everyone knows each other, lived in each other's house, went to school together. When you go to buy groceries, you meet the person from the bank. The doctor is the one sitting behind you at Temple. And yet, dafka po, here in this community, such a horrifying crime of anti-Semitism and hatred took place. I feel that we don't have a choice. We need to ask the hard questions that are demanded of us. What does it say to us that such an anti-Semite crime took place here in our community? What is the connection between anti-Semitism and any kind of racism and hatred? Does 1027 mean that anti-Semitism is on the rise? How do we ensure and protect the future of our community and the Jewish people around the world? Our weekly Torah portion, Bereshit, teaches us that being a human being comes before we are Jewish. B'tselem Elohim bara'oto, zachar u'nekeva. We are all created in the image of God, and that is something that you, the Pittsburgh Jewish and general community, has taught us. As you supported each other and marched against hatred together, you have set an example to all of us. It's a true inspiration. I see United We Stand signs all over the city. You have taught us that the struggle against hatred and racism is a joint one for all people. But with your permission, I would like to refer also to our particular Jewish dilemmas and thoughts. I would like to refer to this manner not only in connection to now, but rather in a historic perspective. Dilemmas that we as Jews will always consider as we live our lives, develop communities, raise families, and immerse ourselves in the work of Tikkun Olam, mending this world. Those are not Jewish existential questions we invented. They were asked repeatedly by our people over the years, also in the beginning of the modern era. During the 19th century, the Western world was changing for Jews. Enlightenment and human rights on one hand, but also the rise of modern anti-Semitism on the other. And that was way before the Nazis. And then, like today, we needed to decide where we stand as human beings and as Jews. Three main Jewish directions were developed: socialism, assimilation, and Zionism. We know that eventually socialism failed in the sense of world salvation. I'm not referring to the social economical aspect, that I can let you argue about. But in the sense of the dream of one world with one identity, as we are going to read about in Parashat Noach, next week's Torah portion. When you try to convince everybody to become one, you will most likely discriminate the minority. And that is something we always need to watch. And what about assimilation? Some Jews, like today, felt that perhaps Judaism ended its role in the world, but the 1930s reminded us that we might want to hide our Judaism, but we could get caught by others in doing so. And if not, we will humiliate ourselves as we betray who we are and where we come from. And Zionism? That was a hard one. Too crazy and too imaginary. Well, after some wanderers immigrated to Palestine and fought malaria, and others like Theodor Herzl turned it into their life mission, World War II came in the 20th century and changed everything. I do not like to talk about the Holocaust as an ongoing warning to all of us so we become good Jews. The Shoah, Holocaust, was a unique and horrifying disaster that had many implications. And I believe that we shouldn't separate the Jewish and humanitarian aspects from one another. If we want to be good Jews, we should fight for the rights of all minorities around the world. That is our obligation and mission as the people that God brought out of the land of Egypt. And that is repeated numerous times in the Torah. I would like to ask, what would happen if the state of Israel would have not been created after the Holocaust? Where would we be today? Would the Jews remain in the same way in the modern world without a national homeland? And what do we do today? What are our different directions that we should choose so we can protect and assure the future of our Jewish communities? Does the presence of the state of Israel play a crucial role in your lives? You guys live here. How can what goes on thousands of miles away play a major role in your life? Before I came to Temple Sinai, I saw intermarriage as a danger. That has changed. After seeing and learning how Rabbi Gibson brings interfaith families in as they become such meaningful and important shapers of Judaism. You guys here in the U.S. need to work hard in order to remain Jewish. We have it easier in Israel. It all comes naturally. And I ask, so what does our Jewish identity in the U.S. rely on these days? We want all people to fulfill who they are. There is more than one way to be Jewish. And yes, today Judaism is only one of our many identities. Can religious practice be the only anchor of Jewish life? We are part of the general society. We associate and connect to many groups. We come from them. We marry into them. This is the reality we live in. This is who we are, and that is not and should not change. How does that connect to Jewish continuity? Does Jewish survival depend on our personal children's choices? And how can I make sure that the gates to Judaism will always be open and inviting? My father tells that when he was a young kid, he asked his mother the same questions, but in the way children tend to ask. Is everybody Jewish? He asked. His mother, my bubby, looked at him with a smile and said, in Israel, everyone is Jewish. What was really the question he asked? And what was really the answer she gave him? Well, we know that in Israel, not everybody is Jewish. And this little boy, my father, who left Brooklyn to immigrate to Israel because there everyone is Jewish, dedicates his life today to remind others that Israel holds other minorities as well. But since 1948, our Jewish story has changed. And today we are a sovereign people. We have a Jewish state. Our Jewish identity can also be a national one. Judaism is always changing and reforming. Today, that can happen without threatening our existence because we are a people with a homeland. We can move on to the next stage of Jewish existence because we are here to stay with a growing percentage of intermarriage and changing identities around the world. It is all good. It is very good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. Man, woman, and child resemble God. Something I learned here. And what is our obligation towards the state of Israel? I say ours, not only because Israel declares itself as the home of all Jews. You are all eligible for an Israeli citizenship and a free flight under the law of return. I say that because I believe that Israel plays a role in our lives as Jews, even if we live thousands of miles away. The state of Israel ensures that our Jewish identity is solid. We are here to stay as a people, and that does not depend only on our personal choices of marriage or way of life. It also gives us a sense of belonging that goes beyond our personal religious and Jewish practice and beliefs. Although we do need to make sure that we are part of the scene in Medinat Israel, that we don't leave the state of Israel to conservative forces that are trying to prevent the liberal progress of our homeland. Some of those issues that you're honorably fighting for here in America as well. Yesterday, I participated in the rally for stronger gun laws at the North Shore Riverfront Park, and I was inspired. We need your support as we continue to advance our homeland as a land that is open and welcoming for all Jews and enables all to feel equal. Equal in our right to worship in an egalitarian way, also in the military and the public sphere, equal in our right to educate our children in the spirit of Reform Judaism, get married, convert, and invite our neighbors, the greater community, to practice Judaism that is egalitarian and humanistic. This is our joint mission, and we are successful. We would like you to take pride in the accomplishments that we are achieving together. We have yet to have an egalitarian section at the Wailing Wall, but for years now we are operating a space at the wall where we hold B'nai Mitzvahs for all ages and more. I am honored and delighted to officiate life cycle egalitarian ceremonies for Jews from all over the world at the Wailing Wall. We are doing it together. From time to time, extreme Orthodox Jews come to stretch out their portable mechitza. But as long as we are there, celebrating and practicing our Judaism, they are just going to leave as they came. We are praying with our feet. The Reform movement is one of the leading forces in the state of Israel in our struggle to grant humanitarian rights and asylum to refugees and non-Jews. We do it because of our Jewish values and beliefs. One of the stories proudly told by our Hadrol congregation president is of his daughter leading Shabbat services at her army base. Our Kehilat Hadrol Reform congregation in Yerushalayim is leading the spiritual opening for Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's Independence Day celebration, on the main stage of our Jerusalem district every year. I am the rabbi of an Israeli public school that educates in the spirit of Reform Judaism. Every year, the girls of our school celebrate their bat mitzvah by coming up and reading from the Torah. Just to make it clear, nowadays only about 2% of Jewish girls in Israel read from the Torah for their bat mitzvah. I get to marry more and more couples in the liberal Jewish ceremony and even to convert members of the Israeli society to Judaism in a process that is recognized by the Israeli government. Every year, we are inspired by the amount of people that join our high holiday services because they want to experience Judaism in a way that speaks to them and connects to their beliefs. A few years ago, our Hadrol, the Free Synagogue of Jerusalem, started a countrywide tradition. Yes, I knew that our way to make a difference is to go outside and not stay in our building. Simchat Torah is a Jewish vibrant and unifying celebration. We are dancing with the Torah. As the Rabbi Kalamish of Piasetzna said, the Torah has a life of its own, and we are here to join in. About 4 years ago, we started having our celebration outside in the city square. I admit that I was a little apprehensive in the beginning. That's a word that Phyllis Winkle taught me. But everything worked out in such a natural way. As we were dancing with the Torah, many locals came and joined in. Traditional women wanted to join, hold and kiss the Torah. All of us were moved to tears. Our story has made waves. We, in the Israeli movement for progressive Judaism, decided to take it a step further. And this year, Israel was in awe, as so many Israelis of all religious streams joined in these Simchat Torah egalitarian celebrations throughout the whole country. We did it all together. When I speak, I say we, because that is what feels natural for me. We are part of you. You are part of us. We have to make sure that we stay inseparable and that we continue to make an impact in our home, here, and in Eretz Yisrael. Please consider donating and joining our Reformed Jewish community in Jerusalem so we can continue to make magic together. And one more thing is something that Rabbi Jamie is going to talk about later. I'm grateful that I'm here. It really means a lot to me to be here at this time of the year. And when I sit here and I pray, I really feel at home. And that's the reason I say we. Even though I also come from the outside, I feel that I'm part of the Pittsburgh Jewish community as well. And your support, your part in what we're doing in Israel means a whole lot to us. We know that we're not alone. We know that we can do this together. Toda rabba v'Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, Essie. Just a few brief announcements. Tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning is regular Torah study. And at 9:15 is the minyan upstairs. And Bennett, 10:30, right? Right here. We're going to be here together. We're celebrating your bar mitzvah. On Sunday in the morning, we're cutting short our next door religious school program so people can be involved in volunteer activities all over the city in honor of the anniversary of the shooting. So it's not just sadness, but it's building with our own hands. In the afternoon at Rosh Shalom, if you signed up in advance, there are opportunities to study Torah with fantastic scholars from all over the country. And at 5 o'clock, there is a community commemoration at Soldiers and Sailors Hall. At Yizkor services, at our memorial service, I said that in the old country, or in Arab countries, or other places where Jews were persecuted, our neighbors shunned us and the authorities persecuted us. And here it was the opposite. The authorities were there in minutes and our friends supported us and stood with us. We have some of those friends here tonight. I'd like Wasi Muhammad and Reverend Grayson, Reverend Bush and Sister Barbara Finch, and if I've missed somebody, to please stand so we can recognize you. If there's anybody else who's come to be with us tonight, thank you. Oh, Tim Stevens of BPEP, thank you for being here. And I want everybody to look at one of these marvelous people and say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. 1, 2, 3. Please be seated. We also have the CEO of the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. Where is he? Where? Hi, it's marvelous to have you here, part of our community again. The memories that we have here not only remind us of the sadness, but of the obligations we have to be with each other for all peoples who want to immigrate to this country and not let those who hate immigrants guide our agenda or still us from our activism. And we hope to see you after our service as well. Thank you very much. And to all of you who have come here tonight, who haven't been here for a while for a Shabbat, I just want you to know it's this full every Shabbat. Oh, it could be if only you would come. Next Friday is mostly musical Shabbat, and we're asking you to bring your young people and for them to bring their stuffed animals because it's the Parsha of Noah. And please, if you bring your stuffed animals, we'll pile them all high and see how many we can fit on our pulpit as we celebrate that wonderful passage that next Shabbat. A week from Saturday, a daughter of Pittsburgh, Rabbi Deborah Zecker, is performing a one-woman show here in the evening. Her accompanist happens to be my brother-in-law, John Cook, who's one of the well-known pianists in the club scene, cabaret scene of Manhattan. And it's an incredible show. I've heard some of it, and we're so delighted to welcome back the daughter of Rita Zecker, our member. And we hope that you will come. It is absolutely free, although donations are encouraged. If you want to know how much, talk to me after the service. And there are so many things going on. We'd like you to stay for Oneg Shabbat. Oneg means delight. We want to take delight in your presence here. I'm going to ask Cantor Berman and Rabbi Gorban to come back for the ending parts of our service, which lead to our memorial prayer. And then we'll be reading the names of those who died in the attack and those who died more recently in more recent days, and those the memories of whose anniversaries we commemorate this Shabbat. The first prayer is called Aleinu, where we acknowledge our obligation to God, and it's our custom to rise for this prayer. Ladon hakol, latekru la liotzer breshit, shelo asana kavayei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamona. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני It's our custom before the reading of Mourner's Kaddish that we recognize those who are still in mourning, either because the days since the death are recent or it's the anniversary of that death. As I read the names of those whose memories who commemorate the Shabbat, if it's the name of somebody that you held dear, we'll ask you to please rise. So we can recognize you as a mourner. At the very end, we'll ask everyone to rise because we believe so strongly that no mourner ever need stand alone. This week we remember the artsites of John F. Anderson, Louis Berger and Max Berger, Celia Bregman, Leah Broida, and Paul Chernow. Shauna Childs, Catherine Sewelli, Morris Cohn, Miriam Cooper, and Harry Davis. Nat Diamondstone, Lester Dreyfus, Rose Aram Price, Yetta Ellikin, and Amelia Fisher, Benjamin Fisher, and Doris Friedman. Jesse Goldblum, Alvin Goldstein, Dora Goldstein, and Annie Gordon. S. Morton Granovitz, Sandra Grubstein, and Morris D. Grossman. Maurice Hamburg, Rose Hilioff, and Harry Joseph Kalmanson. Florence Karp, Yetta Kaufman, Bonnie Barclay Kay, and Dorothy S. Keene. Lucille Lane King, Ben Covell, Dorothy Lando, and Norman Levine. Anthony Paul McIntyre, Leslie Marcus, and Marvin Matosky. Meyer Oringer, Joyce Malvina Pearl, Molly Polofsky, Earl Joan Price, and Helen Marie Price. Muriel Ritblatt, Edgar Roth, Maida Rubenstein, Reverend David Beryl Ryev, Richard Soblowski, and Joseph Shermer, Neil Siegel, Evelyn Silverstein, Lester Robert Smith, Ellen Solomon, Jacob Spirer, Estelle Dubin-Steiger, and Alfred Stewart, Francis Greene Trachtenberg, Joseph Vine, Abraham Moses Winkle, and Bertha Weiss, Jean Zerelstein, and Aaron Mitchell Zitnick. And now we remember those whose recent deaths we still mourn. We mourn for Alex Kushkin, Bernard Fisher, Jay Joseph, Pearl Brostoff, Philip Smith, and we honor the memory of the Honorable Elijah E. Cummings, who served our community and the entire American family. We now want to recognize those who have died of senseless gun deaths. Latiana Jefferson, Botham Jean, Aaron Evans, Major Rainey, and a year ago this week, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mallinger, Jerry Rabinowitz, Cecil Rosenthal, David Rosenthal, Bernice Simon, Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein, Melvin Wax, and Irving Younger. We rise with all of our mourners so they are not alone, as the Mourners Kaddish has said. Yid Gadal v'yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yom madivrach irute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'izman kari v'yimru, amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei al-maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shmei Kudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechmata, damiram v'yoma v'yimru, amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'kodesh ve'tevel v'yimru, amen. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, all Israel, upon our world in need of our healing hands, upon all of us who mourn our beloved dead, especially those who have been murdered by senseless gunfire in the Jewish community and all other communities, as together we say, Amen. Amen. Please remain standing. Our final song is called Olam Chesed Yibaneh, and that's the only line in Hebrew. And if you want, because we're kind of a huggy crowd, if you wanted to reach out to somebody by you and hold hands or hug, that would be fine. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, yadadai, dai, dai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, yadadai, dai, dai, dai. Chesed yibaneh, dai, 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 dai. Olam chesed yibaneh, dai, 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 dai. Now that you know the tune, let's sing the English now. I will build this world from love. Da 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 da. And you will build this world from love. Da 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 da. And if we build this world from love, da 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 da, then God will build this world from love. Da 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 da. The English again, together. I will this world from love. Da 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 da. And you will build this world from love. Da 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 da. And if we build this world from love, da 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 da, then God will build this world from love. Da 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 da. Adonai Oseh Mo Yitein Adonai Varech Dem Ova Shalom. May God give strength to our people, strength that we need to make this world better, make it more peaceful, make it more loving. And may God bless all of us with the dearest blessing of peace. As together we say,
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei mizonot. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who makes animal crackers and all kinds of baked goods and ice cream and everything that's out there to enjoy. As together we say, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.